Good morning, everybody, and welcome to You and I Quilting. Today we're working on our February block. It's also going to be an 8.5 inch. This is what you're going to need. So I'll hold it right here for just a minute. All right. Now, on your 3.5 inch background, you want to make sure you have a line all the way across both of them. And on your 1.5 inch background, you also need to make sure you have a line across them. I'm only showing half because I already have half of this block done and ready to go. So on this project, you have to use a scant seam, which a scant seam is a 1/8 of an inch seam. It's a little bit smaller than a 1/4. So you're going to take your color, your pinks, your red, whatever color you want to use. I use pink because I couldn't find a red that I was happy with. But you're going to join them together like this, and you're going to do a scant seam all the way down. Alright, so we're going to press that to the same side that I already have the other one on. So I'm just pressing it. Alright, now you're going to take your 3.5 inch block. Now, I've noticed on this, it's still a little short. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding it up to the middle. There's a little bit on each side hanging off, and it's okay. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I need to do it this way this time. Okay, so make sure your line's going from top left to bottom right. Then we're going to sew straight on our line. Okay, we get that sewed. We're going to take our ruler and cut off the tail, but leave our seam allowance. Now, right here where it's still sticking up just a little bit, not much. Just going to simply square this up just a little bit. I'm not taking much off at all. If nothing else, this part right here you can square up to where it's a 3.5. That way you wouldn't have to do this, but I did not think of that until just now. Alright, so you press it down. It goes that way. Now you're going to take 2 of your 1.5 inch. You're going to put one up here in the top corner. And the line needs to be going this way, so we're going to go ahead and stitch that down on our line. Now before I cut this one, I'll also do the other one on the opposite side. That way it's like a triangle. So I'm going to line it up. So you got one going this way and you're going to have the other one going the other way, and we're going to stitch it down. Now again, we're going to take our ruler, measure our seam allowance there, and cut off our tails because we don't need them in the way. Okay, now I'm going to press them over here and press them open. Now I'm going to hit mine a little bit with a little bit of starch, just so it'll lay a little bit flatter and better for me. If not, I'd have to do it anyway. But you don't have to. If you got good fabric and stuff, it should, you know, do decent. Alright, so there is half of it done. Now, you're going to do the same thing, but on the bottom one, you're going to make it opposite. So when you put them together, you can see the heart. So right now, we're going to put these together. This is also a scant seam. So I'm just lining them up best I can. And we'll stitch all the way down. Now, I got lucky and my seams are all pressed the same way, so I'm going to press this seam that way too. Look how cute. Alright, now we're going to add our borders. We're going to start with the 1.5 by 6.5 on top and bottom. My fabric is really hard to tell which side is the right side. Now, if you got a little bit off here, you can go ahead. I'm going to line it up. If I can. And I'm going to trim this up just to make sure it's nice and straight, okay? I'm not taking much off. I just want to trim it up to where it's straight on me and my line won't be all wonky. And like I said, you're not really taking much off at all. So, I'm going to start with the top. Remember, this is a scant seam also. I'm going to add to the bottom. And go across that. Alright, now we're going to press these open. Now, if you can tell here in just a minute, we got a little bit of hang off, which is okay. Don't be scared. We're going to even it up again. No big deal. So I'm taking my other ruler. What I'm doing is even it up with this line and this line. So taking that off. All right. See, now we're all squared up. I'll press these 1.5 by 8.5 real fast. And we're going to be putting them on the sides. Okay, so we'll put them on the sides. Again, it's a scant seam. Is one side. We're going to do this side. Okay, so we got them on. Now we're going to take them over here and press them. This is a cute block. You can do this in a whole quilt if you wanted to. I think it would be adorable. What you're seeing me hit it with is just a little bit of starch because I put mine up on the wall, and if they're not starched, they'll fall off on me. So no big deal. But there we go. Look how beautiful that is. So that is our February block. Stay tuned for another video in a day or two, and I'll show you how to do the blocks in between your monthly blocks. That way, every time we do a monthly block, you can do the bonus blocks. That way, when you get done, you should have them all, and when you're ready to put them together, it's going to be done and ready to go. So thank you for watching. As always, y'all have a blessed one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.